I think Star Ocean the Second Story ranks about 5th on my all-time hours spent list. It's not unfair to say that this game, along with Final Fantasies 7 and 9, was a huge chunk of my high school era gaming. Star Ocean the Second Story was the game that taught me important life lessons. Rivalries improve everyone. Motoi Sakuraba's compositions are amazing. If a dude gets possessed by dragons because you were cheering for him too loudly, you owe it to him to help him out, and you cannot drink three-eyed alien women under the table. It just doesn't happen. So while I could look upon the PSP remake of the first Star Ocean with some freshness, the second evolution treads on territory that's much closer to my heart. And in the interest of being a more accurate translation, some chunks of it are different. There's actually a vocal performance, and some pronunciations aren't what you'd expect, largely because they were mistranslated in the first place back in '99. It's not 10 out of 10, Claude. It's somewhere around 80 points. Come on!
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Alright, maybe I'm being a bit of a stick in the mud, but it feels like someone went back into Final Fantasy VII and actually cleaned up all of the "this guy are sick" parts. And that's not inherently a bad thing either, it's just messing with my memories is all. The story's still the same, and you can choose to approach it from either Claude's or Rena's point of view, though the off-the-bat choice of difficulty is missing from this version. Also, just for the record, you're going to spend most of the game collecting different pronunciations of Rena's name. Anyway, Claude, being a doofus, disregards his dad's warnings and pokes the wrong thing on an alien planet, thus warping himself all the way to some underdeveloped backwater where a girl, Viz Rena, is being attacked by a gorilla-looking thing. Being a heroic, if impulsive, red-blooded Federation ensign, Claude promptly dispatches the beast with his trusty phase gun, only to lead the poor girl and her entire village to believe that he's their hero of legend, complete with a holy sword of light. Hijinks ensue as Claude searches for clues to get him back home, and Rena searches for her real mom because this party needs a healer too, don't you know?
Oh, yeah, I guess I haven't bathed lately.
The mechanics of combat feature the now familiar instanced bouts of free-roaming isometric skirmishes, though the UI has been touched up a bit to a more standardized form appropriate for portable remakes of both this title and its predecessor. If you're a fan of the original, though, you'll only have to deal with a couple of minute differences, the most glaring being Claude's new 3-step sword combo available from the outset. The skill system returns and is just as abusable as it was before. These skills in turn lead to item creation abilities, and those build into super specialties until you accidentally compose the symphony that leads to the goddess of whoop-ass coming down and annihilating everyone. In fairness, I almost beat her, but Ashton was only level 212 at the time. Being a rather technical game, the difficulty curve can be mitigated through the use of effective tactics, which can sometimes leave you a bit under-leveled until you figure out even better tactics. Or grind some more, but better tactics usually works. And the audio, well, there's a reason this game made me an unabashed Sakuraba fanboy. For my money, it's one of the best soundtracks ever composed, swinging from celestial harp solos to flute-driven rustic themes to energetic, keyboard-heavy dungeon music. The admittedly dicey dub of the original has been completely redone and is now, well, still a bit shaky in parts, but significantly less dicey. Rena in particular sounds worlds better, which is welcome as she's got a lot of dialogue, though her redone character portrait makes our supposedly 18-year-old co-protagonist look about 8. Fortunately, hers is the odd one out, as the rest of the redone art and new Production I.G animation looks as good as could be hoped for. If you love your PSP RPGs, it behooves you to obtain this title and answer the age-old question for yourself. Opera or Ashton?
Behind you!
Huh? What?
I said you have to take responsibility for this. Look at me! I'm permanently disfigured!